Top 10 Weirdest Things Done by People Before Human Technology. Throughout history, humans have come up with unique and often bizarre solutions to everyday problems before the advent of modern technology. From using frogs in milk to keep it fresh, to sleeping in segments before the invention of artificial light, these inventive solutions often seem strange by today's standards. These 10 weirdest things done by humans before modern technology showcase the resourcefulness and ingenuity of our ancestors. Number 10. Before plastic and rubber, people used wax to waterproof their clothing. People would melt down wax and then apply it to the exterior of their clothing. This would create a protective coating that would repel water, keeping the clothing dry and comfortable. Today, modern waterproof fabrics are much more advanced than their predecessors. These fabrics are breathable and lightweight, yet still provide excellent waterproofing. Additionally, most modern waterproof fabrics are also resistant to wind, snow, and other elements. The use of wax to waterproof clothing was a testament to human ingenuity and resourcefulness. Although these materials are no longer used to waterproof clothing, their use is an important part of the history of waterproofing. Number 9. Before vacuum cleaners, people had to beat rugs with sticks to get them clean. Before vacuum cleaners existed, people had to take their carpets outside and beat the dirt out of them. This method was used as early as the 17th century, and was the primary method of cleaning carpets until the invention of the vacuum cleaner in the late 19th century. The use of sticks to clean carpets was a laborious process, but it was effective at removing dirt and debris. Today, vacuum cleaners are the preferred method of carpet cleaning, as they are much more efficient and effective than beating rugs with sticks. However, it's important to remember that before the invention of the vacuum cleaner, people had to rely on more labor-intensive methods to keep their carpets clean. The use of sticks, brooms, dustpans, and druggets to clean carpets is a testament to human ingenuity and shows that people were resourceful even before the invention of modern technology. Number 8. Before contact lenses, people used pieces of glass to improve their eyesight. Before the invention of contact lenses, people with vision problems had to rely on various methods to improve their eyesight. One of the most popular methods was the use of pieces of glass. This method was used as early as the 13th century, when Italian cleric Salvino degli Armati created the first pair of glasses. In 1888, German ophthalmologist Adolf Eugen Fichte developed the first set of contact lenses, which were made of glass and filled with water. Contact lenses quickly gained popularity, as they were much more comfortable and convenient to wear than glasses. In addition, they offered better peripheral vision and didn't fog up or shatter like glasses. Today, contact lenses are the most popular method of vision correction and are used by over 150 million people worldwide. Number 7. Before toothbrushes, people rubbed crushed pots against their teeth. One of the most common methods used by our ancestors was to rub crushed-up pottery shards against their teeth. The pottery shards used for this purpose were usually made from a variety of materials, including clay, bone, and stone. Although pottery shards were effective at cleaning teeth, they also had some drawbacks. The shards were often quite abrasive and could damage enamel if used too often or too vigorously. Additionally, they were not always the most hygienic option, as they could harbor bacteria and spread infection. Today, we already have access to modern toothbrushes that are much more effective and hygienic than pottery shards. However, it's important to remember that our ancestors had to make do with what they had, and their ingenuity should not be underestimated. Number 6. Before computers, there were human computers. Before the advent of computers, humans were the primary sources of data computation and analysis. This was done by hand, using tools such as calculators, slide rules, and drafting tools. These human computers, as they were known, were often women as they were seen as more suited to the task of tedious, repetitive calculations. Today, human computers are a thing of the past, as computers have become much more powerful and efficient at performing calculations. However, the work of these women serves as a reminder of the importance of manual calculations and the role they played in the development of modern computing. Number 5. Before artificial light, people slept in segments. They would go to bed around 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., sleep for 3 to 4 hours, and wake up after midnight for another 2 to 3 hours. This pattern of segmented sleep was the norm until the invention of artificial light in the late 19th century. This was because the sun was the only source of light for most of human history, and it sets at night. When it was dark, humans had no choice but to go to bed. This meant that once the sun sets, humans had to make the most of the few hours of darkness available. Nowadays, many people find it difficult to stick to a segmented sleep schedule due to the demands of their daily lives. However, it is still an interesting concept to consider and may be worth exploring for those who are struggling to get a good night's rest. Number 4. Before automated clocks and watches, people sat in booths saying what time it was. One of the most common methods was the use of time booths, which were manned by a person who would announce the time to passers-by. The booths were usually set up in public places, such as train stations, and were manned by an individual tasked with telling the time. The timekeeper would use a variety of methods to announce the time, including ringing a bell, playing a horn, and using a megaphone. The use of time booths declined in the early 20th century, as automated clocks and watches became more commonplace. The use of time booths serves as a reminder of the resourcefulness of our ancestors and their ingenuity in the face of adversity. Number 3. Before alarm clocks, people nearly wet their beds to wake up. Before the invention of the modern alarm clock, people had to resort to some creative methods to ensure they got up in the morning. One of the most unusual methods of waking up was to nearly wet the bed. This method involved the person drinking a large amount of water before they went to sleep and setting an alarm of some kind that would wake them up in the middle of the night. When the alarm went off, the person had to quickly get out of bed and use the bathroom. This method was believed to be effective because it would cause the person to become wide awake in order to prevent themselves from actually wetting the bed. Although nearly wetting the bed is no longer a popular method of waking up, it serves as a reminder of the resourcefulness of our ancestors and the lengths to which they would go to make sure they got up in the morning. Number 2. Before toilet paper, people used corn cobs to keep clean. Despite the wide variety of options, one of the most common materials used before toilet paper was the dried corn cob. The cobs were often dried and then cut into thin strips for use. They were also sometimes scented with herbs to reduce their unpleasant odor. The cobs were not very absorbent and had a tendency to leave behind a gritty residue. They were also rough on the skin, causing irritation and discomfort. Today, toilet paper is commonplace and is available in a variety of softness and thickness. However, the use of corn cobs reminds us of the resourcefulness of our ancestors and the lengths to which they went to make do with what was available. And lastly, number 1. Before fridges, people dropped frogs in milk to keep it from spoiling. Before the invention of modern refrigeration, people had to find creative ways to keep food fresh. One of the more unusual methods of food preservation was to drop a live frog into a pail of milk. Adding a frog to the milk was believed to help keep it cool and fresh. It was also believed that the frog's presence in the milk caused the bacteria to break down, reducing the chances of spoilage. Today, the practice of keeping a live frog in milk is no longer necessary, as modern refrigeration and food preservation techniques have made it possible to keep food fresh for longer periods of time. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more exciting and amazing videos.